So we're going to check out all these watering holes as we go around. Watering holes, of course, are very important in the lives of the animals. I've seen black rhino around this big watering hole on the left, so we'll take a look today. We're checking across the water for black rhino, but black rhino very rare to see around now. They've been hit very hard by poaching. Estimated probably less than 5,000 of them left in the world. We'll keep watching in the hills up ahead as we go. Very thick skin on a black rhino, very tough. They can repel any carnivore known except people. People are their biggest threat. We'll keep a watch for them up on the hills on the left as we go along. Up in front of us on the left, you'll see the old trail goes up into the woods. There's greater kudu on the hillside, light brown striped antelopes. Greater kudu, second tallest antelopes in Africa, a little bit smaller than a Patterson's eland, a full-grown male. Weighs about 750 pounds. Those are females you're seeing there. The male greater kudu have very, very large horns. But you're starting to see now, coloring and striping on animals is going to be a big factor in helping them blend to the surroundings. And in turn, it's a key factor in their survival in the wild. Now we'll head away from Little Ituri Forest and we'll check around down by Safi River. Safi River is sometimes a good place for finding Nile hippopotamus. Up ahead on the right, look where the big tree fell in the water. There's a hippo in the water over there by the tree. Looks like two of them down there. Check on the left here too. That's the deep end of the river. You see them down left, looks like rocks going through the river there. Hippos spend their time mostly in the water, where their bodies overheat quickly. A newborn hippo weighs about 85 pounds. So the full-grown male starts tilting the scales at well over 5,000 pounds. Let's see if we can find some of it closer. Pink-back pelicans here too. Large pelicans nesting on the island. Whole flock gathers fish into shallow water so they feed at the same time. Keep checking the water for hippo. You're looking underwater over there too. People have a tendency to think hippos swim underwater. They don't swim. But if it's a shallow river, it's going to be much easier if they walk around or glide around on the river bottom. A full-grown hippo holds its breath underwater close to 8 minutes at a time. Old bridge up here. Make sure you stay seated. Cross your fingers. We're watching the bridge. Look around now. Crocodiles might be watching you down below. Very large. Full-grown male grows about 20-25 feet in length. Weighs about 200 pounds. Sometimes they lay around with their mouths open. They're going to keep their mouths open to cool themselves down or when it is necessary to warm themselves up. That is how they regulate their body temperature. Now we're going to leave one ecosystem behind us. We'll head off to a different ecosystem with different animals as we go. Show you some at the top of the next big hill. See the big tree up ahead on the right across the trail. It is what is known as a baobab tree. It's a fairly common sight on the plains of Africa. Baobab trees get leaves around 3 months out of the year in total, so 90 days on and off through the year, give or take. That big tree has leaves. The rest of the year it looks like that. Reason they swell up to that size, their trunks hold water. Elephants puncture those open with their tusks in the event that they need fresh drinking water. Good look at the savanna down below. The savanna, part of the vast Serengeti grassland system. Serengeti grassland system going to stretch on out here for hundreds of miles. Zebra and wildebeest migrate through here. Giraffes and antelopes live here all year long. All a part of the wild Africa we are working very hard to save. Now we're just coming down here. Look around us. Up ahead you'll start seeing some cattle. Then you start noticing their horns too. Let's try and get a little bit closer. Those are Ankole cattle. Their horns are going to grow about 5 or 6 feet in length apiece, with a circumference at the base of about 22 inches. Are the horns heavy on the cattle? They are not. They are honeycombed inside. They're also known as Watusi cattle, named after the tribe that domesticated them. The Watusi tribe, they are also known as the Egyptian Longhorn.
Andrew, you got a picture of him?
There's more up on the left. Thanks, you'll be able to see him.
Andrew, you recording?
Off on the left, some African wild dogs. See them laying down by the fallen tree. They call those painted dogs, too. Look very carefully by the fallen tree. African wild dogs, most successful hunters in Africa. They outdo all the cat groups on the continent. They hunt in packs. They pursue their prey until their prey drops them exhaustion, no matter how long that takes them. And then after that, that is when they will close in on them. More of those Ankoli cattle up ahead of us here. Get a better look at those horns. Also noticing the cones of earth down here too.
On your side, Andrew.
Good grouping off on the left there. And you see them up in front of us here, all the tall ones. Those aren't rocks, those are termite mounds. Termite mounds are hard as concrete. Very tall ones like you see out ahead. Elephants will use them like a scratching post, but eventually they break them all, they wear them all down. And after that, antelope and gazelle, they use a smaller termite mound as a lookout point to watch for predators that hide in very tall grass.
Say, where's your band? You got a band? Where's your band?
Band check.
Now, the conditions you're seeing on this savanna, they've been created pretty much by wildlife that's living around us. Elephants are the bulldozers, knocking the trees down so they can eat them. It lets the grasses spread. Look for giraffe up on the hills to the left in there. Giraffes are like pruning shear. They like eating leaves from the undersides of trees as the sunlight passes through. Keep watching them by those palm trees up there. Zebra and large antelopes eat the tall grass. So in a balanced natural system, there's enough food for everybody here. Keep watching up on those hills for giraffes. Giraffes are the tallest mammals. The baby giraffe, when it's born, is close to 6 feet tall. Adults grow anywhere from 16 to 20 feet tall.
In the trees.
What you're seeing up there, those are Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffe, a little darker in color than the average giraffe. The pattern on their coat, very broken up, very jagged looking. Some people think it looks like a jigsaw puzzle pattern. Some people think it looks like an oak leaf or a maple leaf pattern on the coat. It just depends on the giraffe you're looking at.
You're right.
But you do see it's very effective at helping them blend right in to their environment.
Oh, pumps.
Keep checking again for Maasai giraffe up under those palm trees. Up across to the hills to the right, there's some springbok, little tiny tan, black, and white striped antelope. Springbok get their name from their ability to spring. They're good leapers. They feel threatened by a predator, they will jump up and down as they run, and they take a good leap, about 11 feet out across. Springbok very similar looking to Thompson's gazelle, but believe it or not, a full-grown Thompson's gazelle is smaller than those full-grown springbok. White-bearded wildebeest next to us. White-bearded wildebeest, more commonly known as the ute, the African word describing the grunting sound they make. White-bearded wildebeest, one of the last of the large, great migrating herd of animals left on the planet. Experts say 1.5 million white-bearded wildebeest migrate through the grasslands of eastern Africa every year.
Wow. Keep looking.
Now we're out this far, we can start heading toward elephant country. We can also take a quick pass over by Monkey Point.
Monkey Point?
Monkey Point up ahead on the left, on the other side of the big rocks.
Monkey Point?
Where is it?
I don't know. I don't see any monkeys. You see any monkeys? Oh, we're going to elephant country now. Are you ready? Video's so good? Elephant country. See, Grandma, you ready to go?
First elephant spotting on the right.
Right.
Hey, check out that elephant. Check it out Monkey Point. I'm on the left here, too. Seen a troop of mandrills go through the rocks and trees. There was one walking in the back of the palm trees over there. Mandrills are just monkeys in Africa. They're also the most colorful, too. Full-grown male going to weigh in at about 100 pounds. Look at the base of the trees way off in the back. Always look around at the base of the trees and into the bushes, too.
Wow, that's cool.
Now, obviously, we're going deeper in elephant country this way, too. So hopefully we'll catch up to more of the herd. Big red clay pit up on the hill on the right. Last time around, the elephant herd went up there. We're going up there, too. See if we can follow along and try and find those elephants. Now, currently, the Harambe Wildlife Reserve is involved in a scientific study of the elephants that are here, and vocalization and communication. The theory is, if you learn how elephants communicate and understand what they're saying, you might be better able to help out their needs. So once we locate the herd, there might be research teams with them. Might see lots of people and lots of vehicles out there as well. Their job out here is to try to record the elephants, the very low rumbling noises that they use to talk to each other in an effort to find out what they're trying to say. If they find out they're having trouble, they might be able to help. Other side of the red clay pit ahead of us, elephants came through here. Look around, you see the clues, lots of tusk marks up and down the walls, and lots of footprints all around. Elephants eat this red clay, gives them nutrients. Their diet of leaves and grass does not. So that means
to the left,
we're going the right way. It looks like a bit further up ahead.
To the left, there's a ton of elephants up
But we
here.
were right. The herd came out of the big end of the clay pit next to us, and they're heading out to the watering hole.
Yeah, they
So
are.
that's where we're going to.
To your right, over here. Like 4 or 5 of them, right, over here.
Now, elephants on the plains. As we start getting closer and closer to them, you can start seeing right away lots of dirt, lots of mud on their backs. Elephants spray dirt and mud and grass in their bodies to keep their skin cool and protect them from sunburn. Their skin very sensitive to the sun. Hang on, we'll go around the rocks. Looks like there's some young elephants over there too.
What are young ones called? Calves?
Catching up to a good portion of the herd here. You see a young elephant, mom, who's usually right there with it too. Elephant childhood, almost as long as a human's childhood. Little one stays very close to its mom for a long period of time, almost 15 years. And all the time the little one stays with the mom, it will learn. It will learn to find food and water.
Look at that.
It will learn to survive on its
Do
own.
you see him?
Or you study elephants, more you realize how very important that family structuring system will
More
work out
animals?
to be for them.
Which one
And that
do I
herd's
see?
scattered all the way down to that big baobab tree by the water there. Let's come down there too. There's a couple of young ones walking around. Are we seeing elephants eating? Elephants big eaters? Absolutely they are.
There you go.
Well
Up
over
here.
300 pounds of food every day.
To your left, right here. Across the water. Big one right there.
Wow. Greater flamingo. Up ahead around the island, light
Flamingo?
pink flamingo, the lightest pink flamingo in the species.
There you go.
Greater flamingo get their pink coloring from beta carotene. They get that from the brine shrimp they eat. The flamingo you see that are not so pink are still considered to be the younger ones, and they will get pinker as time goes on. But it does take time. It can take over a year, and sometimes even longer than that.
Isn't that cool? You see any more animals? Keep looking. Keep your eyes out. I'll put it on YouTube, okay, so you can watch it later on.
White rhino territory
Whoa,
through
whoa,
here.
white
I'd
rhino,
watch in the
here we
shade of the
go.
trees through the bushes all around us. Now, white rhino, unfortunately, they're not doing as well as black rhino now. They've been nearly poached to extinction with their horns. Hopefully one day they will make a comeback thanks to anti-poaching messages and conservation efforts. Even on famous and well-protected reserves, poachers find ways in. Ostrich on the right there.
Look at
Watch for ostrich eggs around here too. Of course, despite having wings, ostrich are flightless, but they're fast runners. Running speed for an ostrich, once they get moving, is well over 40 miles an hour. We'll check around for eggs through here as well. And we're also still looking for white rhino. I look in through the trees around us as we go.
See any rhinos yet?
Now, look like those ostrich are coming from the Western Trail. We can switch trails and go back there too. But to go to that Western Trail means going to the big rocks that divide the trail. And that's a little bit further up ahead.
I don't see anything yet. See any rhinos yet? Keep your eyes open for a rhino. Okay.
Now the rocks dividing the trail should be up around the bend. The rocks are known as kobes. It's an Afrikaans term that means small head, like an outcropping that rises out of the ground. Lions like to rest around the big rock. So watch the big rock itself, watch the crevices of the rock, and we'll check around under the trees too.
See anything?
Now we're going to circle this. We're going to go all the way around. Keep in mind about lions, male or female, they are all pretty much inactive, usually all day, between 18 and 20 hours. It's rare when you see them up and about. We're going to go around the other way. Well, there's a white rhino up on the hills and to the right up in there. White rhino, very muddy, very dusty. They're not white, of course, they're gray. Their name comes from the Afrikaans word vid, which means wide.
Oh, I see the rhino.
Talks about their wide mouth. Let's see if we come around the other way on them. Bontebok on the right there too. Little dark brown antelopes. Bontebok nearly hunted to extinction back in the 19th century. Only going to find the one reserve. Grand zebra, also called the common zebra or the plains zebra. And no two zebra stripes alike. Yes, you can tell them apart, just like a human's fingerprints. Zebras seem very gentle when you watch them. Don't let it fool you. They're being chased by a charging lion. They have a kick that'll break that lion's jaw. And speaking of lions, yeah, we found some up ahead.
Look, right there, laying down. See it laying down? On the rock?
Lions are the only large cat group that will hunt collectively in what's called the pride. Sometimes the lioness, she might go out.
There he is.
She might do a bit more of the hunting, but if the male does not have to stay back to protect lion cubs, the male is going on the hunt too. Yeah, lioness at the end of that cliff up there. Looks like two of them.
See?
And it looks like there's a male way behind him. You see just a little bit of his mane. There could be quite a few lioness up there. They're probably just very low on the hillside. Check the trail up ahead to the left. Holes in the ground on the hill. Warthog burrows, and the warthogs have made them over there too.
Oh, I see warthogs coming up on the side.
Warthog, largest burrowing mammal in Africa. They use their tusks and their snouts to dig all their burrows out. Small legs on warthogs. Do not let it fool you. The charging speed of a warthog running is over 35 miles an hour.
Right there, look.
Well, there's ostrich eggs down there at the bottom of the hill. That means there's ostrich close by here as well. Watch again for those white rhino on the hillside, along with the grand zebra and the bontebok too.
To your right, to your right, to your right.
You know, ostrich eggs, those are the largest bird eggs in the animal kingdom, weighing in at close to 3 pounds apiece. And you notice those ostrich, they're not too far away, just in through the trees back there. And there could be more ostrich eggs around us. Watch at the base of the trees through here as we go. Crossroads ahead. Big gates up here on the left side of the trail are open because that is where they started working on the new end of the reserve. We'll see how they're doing.
You think Baxter will
The reserve in the process of trying to introduce scimitar horned oryx to the land up ahead of us here. The horns of the oryx growing about 42 inches in length, taking the name from the Middle Eastern sword, the scimitar. Start watching up ahead on the hills to the left.
Go to the left, to the left, to the left.
Now, introductions of animals into a new territory, this is a complicated project, and there's lots of work that needs to be done. You see, geyser activity and springs have been forming. The oryx come from the desert. They don't require lots of water. What do they want? Fresh water? There is plenty of that all around them. Different predators have moved to the area. You can see the horns on these oryx. Yeah, they should be able to take care of themselves out here. The big challenge for them, that now turns out to be people. There's more people living here than ever before. But hopefully with the help of animal introduction teams, the oryx get used to the people, It's also important that the people get used to the beat here. Ideal goal of conservation is that animals and people learn to live together, and then one day they will learn to benefit from each other too. Now this trail ahead of us, that will bring us to the main trail again.
Oh, lumpy.
Yeah, main trail up ahead again. Once we go back on the main trail, we'll pass by a series of board posts. That's where I drop you off. If you're still interested in those up-close animal encounters, I highly recommend you take a walk over to the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail.